Today I want to share with you something really important, something that if you follow and listen to what I have to say, can save you years of pain and suffering in your future, and can also lead to you literally transforming your entire life for the rest of your life. Let me explain. I've been obsessively focused on self-development for the last 17 years of my life. And during that time, I've been focused on how I can improve every part of my life, how I can improve my physical health, my physical body, how I can improve my mental, my emotional well-being, my happiness, my joy, my gratitude, my confidence, how I can improve my communication skills, how I can improve my relationships with friends and family, but also intimate relationships, learning about that. I've been focused on exploring different opportunities to make money, to build a business on the internet, taking advantage of the internet, to make passive income, to create financial freedom, investment opportunities, my spirituality, every part of myself in my life, I've been focused on improving. And as I've been on this journey now for 17 years, one thing I noticed as I was going through this journey and reading books and going to seminars and finding mentors and online courses and surrounding myself with people that I was inspired by and taking action and implementing everything that I was learning in my life. As I've been doing this for year after year after year after year, when I first got into this, I was excited to share this with my friends and family. I share with them this idea, this concept of self-improvement. I'd share with them, hey, you know what? You can improve your relationships. Or hey, check out this book. Check out this mentor. Check out this inspirational figure. Check out this opportunity that exists on the internet where you can build your own business and you can make passive income and you can change your lifestyle and you can change this in your life. You can change that in your life. And this is what's possible in your life. And this is your potential. One thing I noticed though, when I first started sharing that with my loved ones, my friends and family, it was met with resistance. It was met with resistance. It was met with skepticism and doubt. And I had certain family members or friends make fun of me and tell me, oh, that's not real. That's just a pipe dream. That's just someone trying to sell you that you can, have it all or that you can make passive income. That's not real. That's not true. You should just go to school. Just get a regular job, or don't worry about that stuff. Don't focus on that stuff. They were skeptical of it. They didn't believe in it. And the interesting thing was, as I continue to go down my path, because I've always had an open mind, I never had a fixed mindset about anything. I'm open to everything, attached to nothing, because I believe that we don't know enough to be a pessimist. We don't know enough to doubt and be skeptical of things. We always have to have an open mind. And as I've gone through this journey and make the improvements and the changes in myself and my life and taken advantage of the opportunities presented to me and just being opened and trying and taking action and sometimes failing and making mistakes, but just continuing the learning curve and the process of development in my life, what I noticed for my friends and family, certain friends and family members, is that I noticed their life as the years went by starting to get worse. They started to encounter some troubles and difficulties and challenges. In some cases were catastrophic. I can remember for certain people sharing with them certain health books or health resources or health technologies, and sharing with them, about, this health idea, and this fitness concept and certain principles there that could truly have changed their life, but they rejected it and say, no, I'm not into that. I don't want to, I don't want to change my diet. I enjoy eating out. I enjoy living my life this way. My life's fine the way it is. Or I remember sharing with them how you can improve your relationship. I share with them some resources about relationships and how to pick the right partner, how to attract the man and woman of your dreams and the right partner in your life. And I remember them saying, that's fine. I'm fine the way it is. I'm just going to be myself. And they rejected that. And sure enough, I found later down the road, inevitably for a lot of people, they ended up choosing the wrong partner. They're attracted to someone, there's lust, there's passion, but they didn't know how to choose someone based on their values and their vision and being in alignment with that. And so they end up getting in a relationship with the person that's not really the right fit for them. They end up making a decision, one of the most important decisions of your life, which is who to spend your life with. And it wasn't the right decision for a lot of them. Now they're in a position where they're married to someone and they hate them and they're going through therapy and they're on the brink of divorce and they've got kids. And at that point, man, that's a tough position to be in. Or they didn't take the health advice, they didn't take action with their health, and they end up in a position where they have cancer or diabetes or heart disease, or they're overweight and they have all this pain in their body. Or I share with them the opportunities that you can build a business, you can change your life, you can change your finances. This is what's possible and available for you. But then later down the road, they're in a position where they're working at a job that they hate. They can't stand it, but it's so hard to leave it because they're comfortable and complacent. And they have all these responsibilities in their life, and they can't just leave it to start their business or to pursue their goals or their dreams or their mission, their purpose in life, because they've got, kids to feed. They got to pay their bills. And it's much harder now because they have their mortgage and their kids and responsibilities and their provider of their family. I could go on and on and on. And what I started to notice as the years went by is that those people, they started to become more open-minded. They started to become open-minded to a lot of things that I was sharing with them. That 10 years after I shared some of this with them, now they're finally, hey, you know what? Can I start my business? How can I get started in this direction? How can I, improve my relationship? And they've been humbled by their life. They've been humbled by the pain and the troubles and the difficulties in their life. And now, because they've hit rock bottom, because they've hit an emotional threshold where the pain was so strong, because at first, most people, they don't change their life when things are comfortable. When things are comfortable, they think, my life's fine the way it is. I don't need to improve. I don't need to grow. But listen, anything in life that's not growing is dying. Anything. If your relationship's not growing, it's dying. If your business is not growing, it's dying. So they chose not to grow. And inevitably, things started to deteriorate in their life to a point where it was so painful that they hit a threshold, and then finally they're ready to change. Now they're finally ready to take action. They're open to everything. They're going to get a therapist. They're exploring different opportunities or whatever it might be to get out of the pain that they're in. And my message for you with this video is those people, they had the opportunity to change, but they did not anticipate their future. And they weren't willing to have an open mind. They weren't willing to be open and anticipate the consequences of their decisions. Because making no decision in your life is also a decision. Making no decision to change or to improve or to grow or to take action is also a decision that they've made. And now they end up suffering the consequences of it. And I can't tell you how many people come to me in their life, friends or family, and even people that comment on my videos or Tatiana's videos that say, man, Stefan, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I'm in my 70s. I wish I did what you're sharing with me back then. I wish that I listened to you back then. I wish that I read some relationship books to learn more about relationships, because now I wouldn't be in this position where I'm now going through a divorce and going through all this suffering. I wish that I started a business and I took that risk and that chance when I was younger, when I had the opportunity to get started and take advantage of the boom that we've seen in technology in the world. I wish I did that, because now I'm in this position where I'm struggling financially and I'm in a job that I hate and I can't leave it. Or I wish that I took action with my health and exercised and ate better and took the supplements and invested the money and the time and all that was necessary back then, because now I'm in a position of pain, physical pain, disease, illness, being overweight. And so they often end up in a position where it's too late. And I don't believe it's ever too late. I think that's bullshit. Ideally, everybody wishes they started sooner. They said the best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now, today. So it's not too late. You can still do something about it. But all of these people said to me, I wish I started sooner. I wish I started back and took action years ago, because I'd be in a different position today in my life. So I share this message with you as something that I feel can really resonate with a lot of you, because a lot of you in your life, you know what to do, but you're not doing what you know. You know how to improve your life or how to change your life, but you're not taking action with it. And if you're not taking action, if you're not making these changes now, then 10 years from now, you're going to surely arrive. The question is where? 10 years from now, will your life be better or will it be worse? 10 years from now, are you going to be a warning or an example? A warning of how not to be in the world? Someone who's depressed, angry, frustrated, a troll on the internet, tearing other people down to feel better about yourself? being jealous and envious of other people's success, being in debt and struggling financially, living a life that you hate, being an extra in your own movie and just being a bystander, sitting on the bench watching other people live their life, or going through a divorce and having your kids suffer that, or having a physical health crisis in your life. You don't want to be a warning. And unfortunately, a lot of people that are not taking action in their life, they end up becoming a warning to everybody else. Hey, that's what you don't do in life. That's what you got to avoid. There's plenty of people out there on the internet, plenty of people out in the world that are warnings for us that teach us valuable lessons of the consequences of not growing and improving your life and taking massive action. Or you can be an example of someone that's made the changes and they're living their life with high standards. They're living life on their terms, not on everyone else's, but on your terms. And they're in a position in their life 10 years from now of health and vibrance and vitality and radiance and physical energy and mental and emotional well-being. And they live in gratitude and love and passion, and they have intimacy in their relationships. They have a flourishing relationship, an amazing relationship with their kids and their finances, their business, their career. It's exploding. They're doing what they love and they're getting paid for it. There's people out there that are examples on how we should live our lives. They're role models, they're inspirations. But you have the choice of who you want to be. But the key to everything is you have to be open-minded. You have to be open and willing to make a change in your life. And listen, oftentimes people think that self-improvement means that there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your life, and that's not true. There's nothing wrong with your life or my life. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. But if you could be better, if you could grow, if you could tap into more of your potential, then should you? Of course, why not? If you could have a better experience of life while you're here, why not take advantage of it? If you could have an even better relationship than you do now, then should you pursue that? Of course. If you could have more love and more happiness, more fulfillment, more gratitude, more freedom, perhaps better finances, be able to give more in the world, then should you? Of course you should. So there's nothing wrong with growth and development and more. It's a human need that every human being has, is to grow and to evolve. So oftentimes people think there's something wrong with me if I'm going to, if you share with them a self-help book or something like that, there's something wrong. But oftentimes people, they're in a state of suffering in their life and they have a fixed mindset. They're not willing to make a change in their life because they make it mean that they're not good enough and that there's something wrong with them. And they have to embrace and be honest with themselves about their inefficiencies, their deficiencies in their life, their flaws and their weaknesses, and the state of their relationship and the state of their mental and emotional well-being, and maybe an addiction that they might have, or problems and trauma from their past with their parents, or abuse, or whatever it might be. Or they have to be honest and truthful about their physical state and the obesity that they might deal with, or the disease or the illness. But for most people, that's so painful, they avoid it. They avoid it and they escape. And they escape and they tell themselves stories to prevent themselves from having to take it on and make a change, to go through that process. So they tell stories about, I'm still young, it's not that bad, everyone else, look at everybody else, I just want to be normal like everybody else, and they tell themselves a story to protect themselves so they don't ever have to confront their issues and their challenges, because that's so painful for them. And inevitably, if they don't do it, then it's not until the pain gets so bad at some point in their future where they hit an emotional threshold and they're rock bottom and they're in a point of desperation now, looking for help and looking for ways to get out of their position. When if they had the courage to have an open mind, because listen, it takes no courage to be a skeptic. If you're skeptical, you're gutless. Because all you really are is you're fearful. It takes no courage to just say, oh, that's not going to work, or, that's bullshit. It takes no courage to do that. It takes courage to change your life. It takes courage to speak the truth and be honest with yourself, because the truth can set you free. And truthfully, people that are skeptical, they're just so afraid of getting hurt. They're afraid of getting their hopes up, because if they get their hopes up, they'll be disappointed. That, if I explore this and I believe this person, or I believe this possibility that I can build my business and I can become financially free and I can change my life, if I believe that and I get my hopes up and I get all riled up and all excited and I take action, I invest my money and my time, oh my gosh, what if I fail? What if I get disappointed? That's a very painful idea for most. And so they don't even allow themselves to dream and think of those possibilities and get their hopes up. It's just so much easier just to close themselves off from it. And then they generalize and they see any form of success out there or anything that could be an inspiration for them in their life, and they just shut it down because they're not even willing to get their hopes up. But if you don't get your hopes up, you don't change your life. You can never change your life if you don't get your hopes up, if you don't believe that your life can be better than what it currently is. So you can love your life and appreciate your life, but still grow and enhance and experience more abundance and love and all of that, because as human beings, we haven't even tipped the iceberg in terms of our potential. There's so much more potential that's within us, waiting to be unleashed, waiting to be awakened. And you have the choice, you have the opportunity to have an open mind, to go for it. Or you also have the choice to make the decision to not go for it, to not improve it, to not grow in your life. And if you're not doing that, then you're going to be dying. And you don't have to worry about change, because everything in the world is always going to be changing anyways. The economy is going to change, your business is going to change, your relationship's going to change, your physical body's going to change. You don't have to work at change. Things are going to change, but if you're not, as a leader, anticipating those changes and proactively growing and improving yourself and your life, your business, your finances, your physical body, then you're going to suffer the pain of regret later down the road and the suffering of those consequences if you don't wake up and start taking massive action right now, today in your life. So I believe this message can really transform your life. Don't wait. Don't be that person who's closed off and fearful and allowing that to consume you. Because I can guarantee 10 years from now, we'll see where you're going to be then. And I don't want to be the one, or maybe someone else in your life, to be the one that has to say, I told you so. Or, hey, you know what? What were you thinking? You could have done this back then. But most people, they're not willing to do it when it's easy and comfortable. But man, it's so much harder if you wait. So much harder. Now when you're older, and now you got to get yourself out of the hole that you've dug for yourself. You got to get yourself out of that. And that's an uphill battle, man. That's very challenging. Do it now. Whatever you want to do it now in your life. Take action now. Because I can promise you, it's going to be so much harder later. Now it's easy. Now it's the easiest time it's going to be for you to start your business, to take action. You're younger now. 10 years from now, you're going to be a lot older. You're going to have more responsibility. It's going to be harder for you to do it. Do it now. Don't wait. Do it now to change your body, to change your health. Don't wait until something happens in your life where it's too late. And then you have to climb yourself out of the hole. Don't wait to learn about your relationships and master it and study it. Even if right now you're in an early relationship, or you don't have a relationship, or you have no problems in a relationship, that's even more of a reason right now. Learn about your relationships, study relationships, become a better partner, and work on yourself and your relationship, so it's not to the point where it's too late and you got to dig yourself out of a hole and you're on the brink of divorce. You can avoid and prevent a lot of the problems that can occur in life. You can prevent them if you anticipate them, if you think ahead and think beyond just the present moment in your life and think about your future and where you're going to be 5 or 10 years from now. You have that choice. So I hope this message today can be a wake-up call for you to take action, to invest the money in some books. Go pick up some this weekend. Read some books on whatever it is that you want to learn in your life or master or improve. Maybe it is starting your business or changing your job, your career, your finances, starting to invest. Man, how many people tell me, man, I wish that I invested 10 years ago. I wish I, bought some stocks. I wish I made some, I wish I started my business. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Don't be that person, because you have that choice. So I want to hear from you below in the comments. What action are you going to take? What's an action you're going to take and commit to in your life that's going to set you up for your future, that your future self will thank you for? What's that going to be? Comment below on this video. I want to know what that is. It could be something small. It could be something big. But do it now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos here at Project Life Mastery. Hit that bell icon to get notified of future videos. And I'll see you again in the next one.